Hello, and welcome back to another episode of our podcast, Boss Ravioli Queens. We are Boss Lady Amy,
Nick Holy Ravioli,
and Jasmine the Queen.
And we are three very real caregivers who decided we are going to spill all the ravioli on trending topics, healthcare, and so much more.
We've decided that we're going to cover a non-healthcare topic every other week as a form of self-care. After all, we live and breathe our jobs. Don't worry, we'll still have plenty of ravioli to spill.
We can't talk about work all the time. Sometimes we gotta be Cheerios because normally we're Fruit Loops.
On that note, let's
get
messy.
Warning, this podcast includes profane language, crude humor, mature subjects, and possible talk of bodily fluids. This may not be suitable for listeners under the age of 18.
Episode 4, Self-Care. Ain't nobody got time for that.
So accurate.
so accurate.
So in this episode, we are talking about self-care, the importance of it, and also the lack thereof.
Well, most of the things that I like to do or whatever for self-care, like video games, stuff like that or whatever, usually isn't very easy when you have to work all the time, because most of the time you're going to work and then you're sleeping. And then your days just run together.
What day is it? 1995?
I was born then.
I always forget I'm 3 years older than you.
Yeah.
So...
I'm in my booster seat back here.
Oh, God. Yeah, self-care, it's just hard to find time for it in this job field. And I mean, I know that there are other people with jobs that take up a lot of their time too, but if it's not healthcare, I tend to think maybe it's a little easier, even with like having a family or something, because the kids go to bed at some point.
And it honestly depends on like what kind of job you have. I mean, for healthcare, whatever, it's 24/7. So like, and a lot of times very short-staffed a lot of the times lately, so a lot of employees are like expected to drop everything that they're doing outside of work to like basically come back to work.
So I think this would be a great time to explain mandation for those who don't know.
So gross.
Because there's plenty of times where you think you get to go home and then you just don't.
Some companies actually have a rule where they're allowed to mandate you so many hours to work.
Yep.
So if you think your shift is over, they can be just like, oh, well, you're going to stay because I can legally mandate you for an extra 4 to 6 hours.
So luckily, our company that we work for does not have mandation as far as like, you know, you have to meet your quota of the extra 40 hours a month or whatever it is. So that consists of coming in on your days off. But there's mandation as far as, like, if your relief doesn't show up, you have to stay until somebody comes. You can't just leave because that's abandonment.
Yes, that's neglect and abandonment, and you can actually
You
lose
can
your
jail.
job for that.
Yeah,
and
you can
even
go to jail.
up to go into jail, yeah, for sure.
Get
And I think it's up
fines.
to like a $5,000 fine.
Yep, and you get blacklisted from ever working in healthcare again.
Yep, you'll never work in healthcare again.
Even if you want to be an x-ray tech, say goodbye to that.
Yep, no
Literally.
matter what it is. It's not just caregiving.
Even in anything like office related for healthcare, you can't get into that either.
Yep, and a lot of employers will see that, like if you've been, terminated or blacklisted or whatever, even if it's not a healthcare related field, a lot of them will be like, no, sorry. So that's another thing that makes it really, really difficult to do self-care, because sometimes, you're really looking forward to going home and just, even if it's something simple,
Yeah, like take a bath when you get home, or like...
You have leftover food in the fridge you were looking forward to.
Right, watching your favorite TV show.
But
Yep.
then you're literally just so tired, you just want to go to
sleep.
bed.
Yep.
I've literally, I'll be like, oh yeah, I can stay awake for like an hour and at least watch
Right.
this one episode. Nah, I fall asleep like within the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
For sure.
And that's a thing that, like, we get used to getting it in where we can. Like, if your work, it depends on the policies and stuff, but if they're nice enough to let you have your phone and have the Wi-Fi and everything, if all is well for a while and everybody's asleep or whatever, pull up Netflix, watch your show for 10 minutes. Just something to just get you to breathe for a minute.
Right.
Honestly, I personally think I'm cursed because anytime I work a knock shift or something, I'll start the show that I actually want to start watching, and someone needs something.
Yeah.
Same.
And I think with self-care in being in caregiving, a lot of people, they take it for granted. Like the ones who don't work in it and then they see what we go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, you know, just even getting to take a regular ass shower is like, that's self-care for
Literally.
me. And for
No,
other
for
people,
sure.
that is just part of their everyday normal
I
routine.
swear,
They don't even get to
sometimes
think
I'm
twice.
so tired and I'm like going from like shift to shift to shift so much. I literally come home and sleep to wake up, go back to work, sleep, wake up, go back to work, and then by like the third or fourth day in the week, I'm like, did I shower today? When's the last time I showered?
Right.
I'm like,
Well, and two, like, when you're that tired, you want to cut corners.
Mhm.
You're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna rinse real quick. I don't need to wash my hair today. I'm just gonna rinse off. Like,
dry shampoo.
yeah.
Oh, dry shampoo is my fucking lifesaver. Like, sometimes my hair gets a little greasy. And you know what dry shampoo does? It fixes that for
Getting
me.
a little gray too.
No! No! Is it really?
It is.
Oh, no.
Right here.
That's all the stress from this fucking job. Just kidding.
I love
We
our
love
job.
We love our
job.
job. We actually
We
really
really do,
do.
though.
We do. And that's an important point, too, is that we do. And this is not to bash our jobs at all. We fucking love what we do. We really do. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be sitting here in this beautiful parking lot talking about it.
But it doesn't mean like, I mean, any job can be frustrating.
Absolutely.
It's like everybody has something that they don't like about their job. It's just the way it is.
But at the
Right.
end of the day, if you enjoy doing it, then you know you're in the right place.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like, I could literally have the worst day at work and then have, like, a good conversation with a coworker or a resident at the end of my shift and be like, yeah, this is why I'm here.
I can't even
Exactly.
tell you how many times I've had an awful day and I'll call up somebody and be like, you saved me. I'm good. I was about to quit, but never mind.
Right.
I live to see another day at this
Right.
place.
You have called me with that.
Sure have.
Nicole, I am so ready to just fucking walk right now.
And then she tells me a funny story about a resident, and I'm like, I love what I do.
Talk about bipolar.
See, this is why I said lock me up.
No, literally, I'm the same way, though. Like, I can just... Like I said, I can have a really good conversation with a resident or a coworker at the end of my shift, and it could be the shittiest day, but at the end of that, I'm like, yeah, I'm here. This is what I'm meant to do.
Right.
Or when you come in the door and someone gives you a hug and you're like,
Oh,
yes, I needed this.
yeah.
Like, you have no idea how much I needed this.
Yeah, it is nice. Those relationships you build with some of your residents is always great. So rewarding.
Absolutely.
But again, not a personal relationship.
Yeah,
No.
no, not a personal relationship. Just like they like you care for them or whatever, and they like having you around.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, let's dive into what do we do for self-care when we have the time.
Well, Jasmine kind of already talked about that, so I guess I'll go next. For me, personally, if I actually have like an entire day off, I like to sleep in, because I have...
Does it ever happen?
No, because I have anxiety and insomnia and depression, so those are a fucking bitch combo, like the trifecta right there. So
And
it's...
speaking of that sleep in though, my favorite thing is when you wake up, before your alarm.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's literally the worst, especially if I'm on an AM or something and I have to get up at like 5:30 in the morning and I wake up at like 5:15 or like 5 o'clock on the dot. Oh, I'm like, I could sleep for another half hour, but I'm already up.
I know.
So, anyways, I don't know. I like to sleep in when I can. If I can't sleep in, then I'll usually like go take a shower, because I like to take showers with no time limit sometimes. When you
For
just
sure.
when you have a really long week at work or something and you've worked a bunch of doubles, that shower, oh, I could just be under the hot water forever.
I have literally just like, taken my shower and then just stand under the water. Like,
Yeah. And honestly, like, I'll stand in the shower with my head under the water, like, tipped back, and just let it flow. Because it just feels so good and relaxing.
Oh, that's the best.
And other times, like, I'll take a bath, too, with, like, some lavender Epsom salts, or,
Honestly-
something that I can do for me that I feel really, really relaxed and just good.
I usually take a shower first before I take a bath, just because I don't want to sit in my own wet dirt.
You see, I bathe and then shower.
That works
Rinse
too.
it
Because
out.
then I wash all the whatever I have on me off. Let's be real, we deal with some nasty shit. Like,
Literally. Sometimes.
literally. So, that's one way. My other hobbies include, I do like to play video games sometimes. Spending time with my friends, like I'm doing right now. This is self-care. We like this. And also, I do, like, TikToks and, like, fun things for myself that I enjoy doing. I don't right now, but I dabble in special effects makeup, so sometimes I'll just, like, lose myself in a look
Girl,
or
yes,
something.
she does.
I dabble in plenty of makeup.
Yes, you do. Okay,
Follow Jasmine the Queen on social media.
but literally, I want to know how the fuck you do it so well. I know it came with a lot of practice and everything, but it literally looks so effortless.
It's rude.
It is rude.
They were mad at me the other day because I put on eyeliner and it took me like a couple seconds.
Okay, you can't just say eyeliner though. Like the top lid and liquid eyeliner and the fucking the wing was just on fleek. Everything was
This
so
bitch
good.
lines it, then fills it in. I just walk up and I'm like, unfair.
Just practice makes perfect.
Also singing.
No?
Such a release. Such a release.
Yes, we all love that. We sing together,
All
sing
the
by
time.
ourselves all
We
the time.
actually just did karaoke last night and it was super
so
fun. Sherry's Entertainment, I think it was called, right? Sherryville.
Sherrytown.
Sherrytown
Sherryville.
Bar.
No, Sherrytown Entertainment was the DJ, I think.
No, the
No,
DJ
that-
was Stars and Stripes Entertainment.
Yeah, Stars and Stripes
It was
Entertainment.
at Sherrytown Bar.
It was at Sherrytown Bar.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyways.
super fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Anyways, Nicole doesn't know what she's talking about.
Lock her up with me.
Sherryville, the fuck is Sherryville? I'm on the
Probably
note train to fuck
somewhere.
that, Ville.
Is that the same as Whoville?
Maybe. Okay, anyways, I think we're going to go to Amy because I really don't know what else to say for self-care. I just do what I do.
So I really don't get the chance to do a lot of self-care, but the things I like to do, I'm a big bath taker. I freaking love baths. When I can make it like real special, I do like a bath bomb and oils and like candles and stuff. And I love to listen to music when I'm in the bathroom.
Ooh, me too.
Yeah. Throw on my girl, Ariana Grande.
Shout out if you hear this.
Right. Shout out. Love you.
We want to meet you.
We're not desperate. Honestly, my favorite thing, like, I just like to not people. Like, I just like to sit in my living room and just, like, be away from my phone as far as, like,
yes,
conversations go.
That alone time is important sometimes.
So
just the
important.
peace and quiet, because you deal with people all day. And then trying to deal with people in the normal world on top of it.
Right.
Dealing with people with, like, disabilities and stuff, or, like, elderly or whatever.
It's
hard sometimes.
It is.
I've literally put my phone on Do Not Disturb for like a set amount of time just so I can have that time to myself.
Yep. I'm a big, like, one of my favorite things to do is, like, just watch, like, Hulu or Netflix or something and just get that time to myself, like, uninterrupted. I just get to, like, dive into the show. It's just me, like, nobody else. And, sometimes I feel bad, like, if someone messages me or whatever, and I'm like, that's a nope for now.
I know. I will literally look at my phone, like, certain people will message me, and I'll look at my phone, and I'll be like, later. And then I forget to respond, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Like, that's really all I get the chance to do. If I'm, like, on PTO or something, like, I love to travel. Me and my husband, like, we try and do a vacation every year. We just went to Virginia a couple months ago. It was absolutely gorgeous. I would love to be able to do that more. I love to take photos and go out and, like, camp and do stuff in nature. But as far as, like, the day-to-day self-care stuff goes, that's really it. And I've also kind of gotten into makeup again more, too. I used to wear makeup a lot, and then I stopped because why would you when you just sweat it off all day anyway?
Right.
Yeah.
But, so, on my days off, I've been doing it more, which has been really awesome, getting back into that. And that's pretty much it for me.
So speaking of that or whatever, most of us, we have things that we like to do for self-care that we rarely get to do.
Very rarely.
And it's hard, too, especially, like, sometimes you feel like you just can't escape work. Like, even if your phone is off or whatever, say you're going to the store, and then you run into someone who's clearly disabled, and they're asking you for help. Like, sometimes you feel like you just
almost
can't
feel
escape it.
obligated. Yeah.
Right.
Literally, it's an inescapable job.
Literally.
Like, if you're a caregiver at heart, you're going to see that person and be like, well, now I have to because I just feel really bad if I
Right.
don't.
Right.
Like, it's just in our nature to care for people, hence the name caregiver.
And you'd actually be amazed at how many people that, like, family members, when you do caregiving, they'll see you, like, out in public and come up to you and be just like, oh, you took care of my mom, or you take care of my dad, or so-and-so, or whatever, or I just saw you here, I saw you there the other day. So it's almost like you're always having to be social for work.
Right. All the time. And, like, being in management, when you're dealing with humans, I mean, humans were 24/7, like, so, I mean, sometimes even when I'm not working, I'm still taking phone calls, and those aren't paid. Like, you can't, it's not like I'm salary or anything, so you have to take those phone calls.
Right.
I really don't miss that.
Yeah, I don't miss that either. It's like,
I think I said in the first episode...
I mean, I love my job, but I also don't want to work for free.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, I said in the first episode, someone called me about, like, where the toilet paper was, and that is factual. Someone literally called me at, like...
I remember you telling me about this.
And it was so dumb because I had just worked a PM knock, so I was there from 3 p.m. to 7 a.m., a full 16 hours, and then some because I was the freaking manager of the house at the time, so I, like... had shit to do before I left.
I think I would have hung up on them and probably been like, I guess play Where's Waldo until you find it.
My favorite call that I've received to date is I got a call at 2 o'clock in the morning because someone was coughing. And then I got a call probably 5 minutes later. She got it all out. She's good now.
Oh my god. I think I would have literally screamed. Like, at them on the phone. Okay, I wouldn't do that, but still, I would have felt like it.
I know the feeling. But anyways, I think we covered quite a lot of stuff in this episode. We'll probably cut this one a little short since most of us don't experience a lot of self-care.
Literally, probably this is going to be our shortest episode, and that's so sad. Because it's about self-care, and we just don't get it.
I'm sure a lot of you out there who are also caregivers can relate to this.
Absolutely.
So I guess until next time.
Bye.
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 This has been the Boss Ravioli Queens podcast with your hosts, Boss Lady Amy,
Nicole Ravioli,
And Jasmine the Queen.
Thank you so much for spilling your ravioli with us.
Don't worry, we'll serve you more next time. Until next time, go wash your ass!